Hello and welcome to the September 2018 TELedvisors webinar. Our subject today is Meet Your Advisors, who we are, what we do and how we got here. TELedvisors work in a wide range of roles to support technology-enhanced learning and teaching, but until quite recently there have been no qualifications or courses that lead people directly to this job. Sharing our stories and our diverse pathways into becoming an advisor is an important part of understanding and demonstrating the wide array of skills, knowledge and experience that we contribute to our workplaces. Today we have 6 advisors from institutions around Australia sharing their stories. Hyacinth Steele from QUT, Michael Sankey from Griffith University, Lindsay Rattray from Navitas, Marlene Daicopoulos from Murdoch, Jenny James from Griffith University and Tom Worthington from the Australian National University. Our host today is Lindsay Rattray.
And I will share our questions for today, which are what's your current role and some detail there. What do you spend most of your work time doing? What did you do before you were an advisor and how did you get to this position? And then what qualities and skills do you think are important in your job or in our jobs in general? So first up, we have Hyacinth. And Hyacinth, if you would like to get ready, I can actually, I've got them here so I can share your slides for you. But you might want to open up the share screen setting or the share screen area.
Here it goes. There you go. A few more people still coming in.
Yeah, welcome to everyone who's just arriving. So we're straight into it with Hyacinth Steele's presentation. Okay. Go for it, Hyacinth.
Okay, thank you everyone. I thought what I should say right at the beginning is a disclaimer. This is my story, so it might not be your story, but certainly it's the journey I've done to get to learning design, which became a goal for me early, when I was probably early to mid-career, but it's taken me a while to do the journey, and I've been now in learning design about 9 years. So I've called it dispatches from a designer because it feels like I've, done a journey to get here, and I've loved the journey along the way. So I'm currently working as a learning designer at QUT with the Online Learning Solutions team, and our work is primarily working in fully online. So we're building capabilities and helping our academics and educators and facilitators and tutors to really move to the fully online space. So there's no face-to-face for us, there's no blended, it's fully working in online environments, and that can be learning management systems like Blackboard, or a little while ago I was working on Brightspace, which I loved. But most of my work, and I think that might be on the next slide, has been working on developing MOOCs on FutureLearn, and some of you may or may not know of the MOOC platform FutureLearn. It's based in the UK, and yeah, it's great working fully online, Kate. Yes, the FutureLearn platform is underwritten by Open Universities, and a lot of the work has been getting used to the platform and also getting our educators used to facilitating fully online and not just transferring the textbook into an online environment. I've also been working in Blackboard, but once again for fully online courses. I've just recently finished a project for the Master of Diagnostic Genomics, which is the first fully online postgraduate course QUT has decided to venture into. And I've just been working also on a suite of employability modules for our wonderful student success team. Previously to that, I've worked on a few projects of business process management and social media analytics. So a lot of my work is fully online now, and certainly that's the future, particularly for QUT. So that's why I spend most of my time fully online. And I'm also a student as well. I'm on my second master's with Deakin, and it's very interesting being a student on the other end of it. They use Brightspace, which I love as a platform, and they have their iCloud there too. So I'm both designing, working with academics, and also having that experience as a student. So I am fully online. As a person, I'm virtual. I think I'm becoming virtual. What did I do before I was an e-advisor or learning designer? I started my life as a librarian. I worked in public libraries for many years, and then I moved into higher education. And part of the thing that captured me and started to really become my passion was working with students. I was doing a lot of workshops, helping students learn how to research and how to use the library databases. And libraries really have sat at the forefront of exploring online and electronic resources. So that's where my interest started. I then moved, I studied a bit, did some postgraduate education and had my graduate diploma in librarianship, and I became a TAFE teacher. And once again, TAFE at that stage wasn't really in the online space, but it was very much how do you develop resources for students that are going to help them engage and that are going to help them learn. So that's where my journey first started, in having a passion spark for developing learning resources that are actually useful and actually encourage students, and working with educators who perhaps weren't so much in that engagement space, but helping them get there. How did I get them? Well, I had to leave the mothership, which is libraries. I just loved libraries, and I still love stepping into libraries even now. So I moved from public and higher education to TAFE teaching. I also then moved into instructional, a position as an instructional designer with TAFE, where I worked on with other designers and multimedia team to develop a suite of resources for Ramsay Health. We won a TAFE Innovations Award for that, a Special Commendations Award for that. I then moved into a senior educational designer role, which was very exciting because I started moving on to the project management side of things as well. So I was given suites of courses that I was looking after, and educators from different schools. So that really started moving me into the space of learning how to collaborate with lots of different people and personalities, understandings and skill sets. I was then fortunate a learning designer position in QUT's Transform team came up. And this is about 3 years ago, and QUT was really moving into that space of how can we design transformative online education. And from there, I've stayed here at QUT, and that Transform team did a few evolutions, and it went into a graduate professional education program. And at the moment, we're online learning services, but we're also going through restructuring, which many places, both in vet and higher education, are going through. And we've moved into the learning and teaching unit, which is quite exciting because we're now part of also working very closely with curriculum designers to really look at how we can help our educators build capability and build great courses for our students, really, because that's really about it, isn't it? It's all about student-centered learning, and that's my passion. So I'm at the moment sitting in the right place, I think, anyway. Okay, that slide's probably a bit. Hey, Hank. Hello, how are you? I'm sorry, that slide's not quite showing properly. For me, I think the most successful skill or quality you can have is a human-centered design approach. My passion for this was really sparked when I was doing my MEd with Child Sturt, and we were very, very fortunate to be able to actually complete a subject on designing learning spaces, and we had Evan McIntosh, who's over in UK, but he was our lecturer, and there was another thing, studying fully online, having your lecturer in the UK. But we started getting into design thinking, human-centered design. How do we really unpack the sorts of problems that as designers we face every day, and as educators are facing as well, but our job is really that they're in such highly competitive places as they're also doing research and helping online and face-to-face students. So the human-centered approach just sparked me and got me really excited about how I could use a different approach that was much more useful for the educators and for myself. So human-centered approach is really, as you all know, the brief isn't really the brief. So it's spending more time walking a mile in someone's shoes. I know that's an old saying, but you know, it really helped me collaborate better and get the educators engaged with me as well. Other important qualities that have been really important for me is curiosity. Sometimes I got a bit worried about being curious. I felt like I had to know everything. Empathy, definitely empathy. A growth mindset, because sometimes we don't have all the ticks or successes we think we're going to have. And so I've had to really learn to do a bit of, you know, a bit of positive psychology myself, and where I didn't get the wins on the board that I thought, I've had to learn to just say this has been a great learning opportunity for me, and translate that positive or positivity to my educators as well. Lifelong learner, I am addicted to learning, and I particularly love the online space. That's it.
Thank you, Hyacinth. I think we've got time for probably one question, if someone has one. Melly, I think you just lowered your hand. Maybe you don't have one.
Yeah, I did have a question, Marlene. I just wondered if you wanted to share any of the MOOCs on FutureLearn that you have developed or worked on.
I could, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be that proficient in. If you go into the FutureLearn platform, you can find them by just doing QUT, and they all come up. There's
right.
Yeah, so it's really easy to find them. They've got a great share facility there. I don't know if I click onto my web browser whether I have to try and share the screen, but certainly Google FutureLearn and then QUT, and you'll see we've got robotics, business process management, social media analytics. We've developed a whole lot of nursing, health resources for nurses, and professional development for teachers as well. And our main takeaways, they're great pathways back to the university. They're not the end game. That's where international audiences, and I've designed for up to 3,000 learners at a time, and I've got a colleague I know who's sitting there lurking out there, and she has developed some wonderful leadership programs when she was here at QUT, and it's a massive audience. So it's another challenge for us designers. How do we engage, large cohorts for international?
All right. Thank you so much, Hyacinth, and feel free to share any of those links as well during the other talks in the chat.